Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. It is afternoon here in the US. And so this is day 81 of our tip of the day. Today, I actually wanted to talk about something that I had stated maybe in tip number 79, that I was reading the book Limitless by Jim Quick. And Jim Quick talks about the 4Gs, right? And the 4Gs are, one is growth. The top one was growth. We talked about, I don't remember what the second one was. I don't know if it was grace or there was some other G. The third one was gratitude. And the fourth one was giving. And we did talk about giving, right? Today, I wanted to talk about the number one, which is growth. So one of the things that I notice a lot of people do on Facebook and on YouTube is everybody is looking for something for free, right? Constantly looking for something for free, which was the case with me as well when I had the financial loss in 2012. I used to watch Eckhart's videos on YouTube and on like whatever free information I would get from Eckhart. Like if they ever did a free seminar or some kind of webcast, then I would go listen to it. All of Oprah's webcast of A New Earth, I listened to it over and over and over again, because there was a point in time between 2012 and 2013, maybe 2013, that I could not even afford his website. I think in 2012, I did subscribe to his website. So they had unlimited videos, right? The cool thing about subscribing to Eckhart's website is that you get unlimited videos. So one of the things that both Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins always say, and this is what Jim Quick was saying by the mention of that there are 4Gs and number one is growth, is I would love for all of you to invest in your own growth. And it is not so much as like, you can't be looking at posts on Facebook all the time, and or if you want some medical information, you're like, if you want medical medium information, you're just going onto his website and getting free information, right? At some point in time, we have to make that next step of thinking of investing in a little bit of something, right, towards our own growth. And during the Project Next coursework, Tony Robbins has one teaching section where he calls it the word can and I, which is continuous and never-ending improvement, that we are working towards a continuous and never-ending improvement of ourselves. If y'all got a chance to watch Hui Lek's conversation with me, which was played last night because she's in Singapore, even she talks so much about how much she has invested on high-end coaching, how much she has invested on Project Next Level, which is like almost a $10,000, $12,000 course, right? So I'm not saying go spend $12,000, but at some point in time, instead of this contracted state of awareness of, oh, I cannot afford this, I cannot afford this, I cannot afford this, right? I just need this for free. Why is Poonam not creating videos for free? Why does Eckhart not create videos for free? Why does Eckhart, somebody posted on Facebook on our group page that Eckhart is worth $70 million. Why does he not give free information, right? Why does somebody in the spiritual path not give free information? But you have to realize that to create the creation of wealth, right, only happens when you have that abundance within you. if you have this contraction, I cannot even afford $20 of Eckhart's. So many people go, right? I cannot afford $20 a month of Eckhart's videos. Now, if you say, I cannot afford $20, but you are going and having a meal outside, which now in year 2023, with inflation, a meal costs more than $20, right? Even if you go to the cheapest, like even if you go to Taco Bell, I'm sure if you buy like proper good meal for 2 people, you will end up spending $20. So one day, don't eat a meal outside. One in the whole month, once, don't eat a meal outside. Or if you think of eating outside quite a bit, then cut down on a couple of meals. Or if you buy alcohol, cut down on your alcohol. If you're buying cigarettes, cut down on your cigarettes, right? So you're willing to spend on something that you think it is necessary. Like if you think that I need to buy a piece of cake, which is $10 or $15, don't buy 2 pieces of cake and afford this $20 subscription to Eckhart's website. Or Dr. Joe's Dr. Joe Live is just $10 a month. It's not even, I think Sadhguru's subscription is just $6 a month. It's not even $20, right? If Eckhart is charging $20, but by you spending just a little bit more on yourself, see how the universe will respond with more for you. Eckhart, in one of his videos, which when that person responded with, why does Eckhart have $70 million? I actually posted this video. I think it was from an Omega retreat. It was offered to us during School of Awakening, I remember, for free as a bonus. You have to realize that Eckhart has $17 million for transforming what is his value in the market, right? So Tony Robbins has this quote from Jim Rohn, and I'm paraphrasing here. I don't exactly remember, that we are created equal as souls. We are just different in the marketplace just because of what value we bring to the world. And this is what Huey Lewis also said, that you have to look at what impact you're making on the world. So if you say, I have nothing to give, that's where your contraction is, right? Always learn that you have to give. Even investing in your growth is a certain amount of giving. So a lot of people kind of have, so in his story, right? I'm going to be really honest. I've listened to Tony Robbins since year 2021. I joined all of his free challenges, right? And I invest in their company as well. Anytime that he has a challenge, I always buy the VIP ticket because they actually pay for the No Kid Hungry or the food, feeding the hungry, right? So I do make sure of that. So he always talks about his story that there was one time that he didn't have enough money. He just had $20 or $27 in his pocket, and he went to this restaurant where it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, where you could get muffins, you could get, and he was like young, he was like maybe 19, 20 years old. So he piled up his plate with food. Then he saw this kid. So he paid his $10 for that food, $8, $9 for that, or $6 for his food. But then he had like $15, $16 in his pocket. And that was the last money he had. And he saw this kid walk in with his mother for lunch and after church probably. And just the way the kid held the door open for his mother and held the chair, pulled the chair for his mother to sit, Tony was so impressed that he put his hand in his pocket and gave all that money to that kid. He told the kid that you need to treat your woman, which is his mother, very well. And it was not even something that Tony was interested, like she was good looking or anything of that sort. It was just something that he wanted to do, right? And then when Tony came back to his home, he went through his mail and he got like a $1,200 check returned back to him. He had loaned some money to a friend, and that came back as a check. So these kind of things. And then he talks about how Jim Rohn would not allow him. There was somebody who suggested that he should go to Jim Rohn's seminar, and he didn't have the $1,200 or something to go to this seminar. So he went to a bank, and the lady from the bank, like, he couldn't really get a loan because he was just turning 18. He didn't have a home. He was living behind a 7-Eleven or some kind of gas station. So in his car. So this lady at the bank kind of gave him the loan out of her own personal, I don't know what this setup was, but she personally gave him the loan, right? So this is how the universe will reward you. So always focus on your growth. The same thing when Eckhart talks about this video, in this video that I had posted for this person, saying $70 million is what Eckhart is worth. Why does he need $70 million? In that video, Eckhart is explaining that when he started doing his spiritual work, it was just in a setting of a home, right? Then the second enhancement to that was he had like 8-10 people come to a home and they would give donations. So he said, this person, the question that the person asked is, how do you deal with money? You're on a spiritual path, and how do you get feel comfortable about getting money, right? Or something around that. Again, I can't really remember the exact question, but this is Eckhart's explanation, right? So when he would ask for donations, some people would give 10 pounds. Some people, he said, I still remember this, right? There was just one person from India, even though he was not well off, he would leave 100 pounds whenever he came for that spiritual talk of Eckhart's. So Eckhart said that people from India have a different concept of a guru, right? So giving for spiritual work, which is what we do. If you're going to a temple, maybe people will not give in their personal life, but they will give hundreds and thousands of rupees in gold and donations to a temple. We are just built that way, that any spiritual work, we give a lot, especially if that is a renowned guru. So then Eckhart said after that, he tried to do tickets that were low price. And then people would, or he asked for donations and people would not pay. They would just come for free and then leave. But then you have to, he talked about a spiritual leader who was doing that she kept donations up and people would not pay her. And suddenly she had to be evicted out of her house. She wouldn't pay, she wasn't able to pay her bills. So what Eckhart says is it's a balance, right? Like you have to look at the ticketing, that how much are other people charging for the same kind of work, and then you kind of like charge that much. So if people have questions about why Eckhart is charging, and that is exactly in proportion to how many millions of lives has he changed. So what is his value? What is his impact in the world? And what is his influence in the world? And the universe responds with abundance. And this is a tip for you. If you give, if you make an impact in the world, then the universe, why is the universe not returning you with abundance? Because how much are you giving to the universe? Are you selflessly giving without any intentions? Like offer up the action to divinity renounce the fruit of the action, right? So I'll give you my what all I have spent on. Excuse me. So I have since 2014. If you realize $20 a month, so it's $240 a year. Since 2014, this is 2023. So the past 9 years, I have continuously paid Eckhart's. So it's like about $3,000-4,000 to Eckhart, just out of it's recurring fee that he has, right? A subscription to his website. The second thing that I always look out for, where can I help Eckhart? Like if the foundation needs money, then I will donate to the Eckhart Tolle Foundation. If Dr. Joe Dispenza's Give to Give Foundation needs money, I'll donate there. I'll donate to the Isha Yoga Center at Sadhguru's ashram. I think when my mom passed away, we always give when somebody passes away. So in her memory, I donated to Sadhguru's ashram. And then I remember I was able to afford in 2019, finally, I was able to. So I went through that financial loss, right? So until 2017, I would pay down my debt. I had made the choice to pay down my debt. So there wasn't that much money until 2017. Then when I started saving up, in 2019, I subscribed, I think it was like $1,300 or $1,400 to buy the virtual retreat for Eckhart's retreat. Actually, in 2016, I had spent another $1,000, I think, just going to Denver. Eckhart had given a talk. So I stayed at a friend's place, but I paid for all the food that we, whenever we went out and ate, I paid for the food and everything. So I may have spent like $1,000, $1,500 that year. And then in 2019, I subscribed to the School of Awakening. I think in 2019, he had the Conscious Manifestation course as well. So that was $300. So in additional to the $240 that I spend every year, I spent on Conscious Manifestation course. Then in 2020, I think in 2020, he had the first Conscious Manifestation course. So I subscribed to that. I also subscribed to Dr. Eben Alexander and Karen Newell's course towards the end of 2020, because we were going through the pandemic. And Gracie said, hey, do you want to come take this course with me? Or both of us decided we would take the course with him. And I think I took the Be the Light course towards the end of 2020 with Eckhart. In 2021, again, I paid for the virtual setting of the School of Awakening. I may have, there may have been another Conscious Manifestation course in 2021, I think, and I subscribed to it. In 2022, and this is not like I immediately have $1,000 or $1,500 to give. I put it on my credit card and I pay down the credit card. They have installments to pay whenever they are charging. So you can pay in installments as well. So that is my offer to you. And then last year, I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's advanced retreat. Leave alone that, I have been purchasing, everybody tries to get free music at like meditation music and everything. So I have been purchasing Sacred Acoustics meditations for the past, maybe from 2015 or 2016 onwards. It used to be like $20 each. So I must have spent like about $1,000. I paid for other people to have the music as well. And then I've spent on Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, probably close to $1,000, $500-600, because each one is like anywhere between, some of them are $100, some of them are $35, some of them are $50. And then last year I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's advanced retreat. And every time, like I would put it on my credit card and then pay down the credit card. It's not like I would have the money. So look at when you are trying to invest in know that you're going on the right path, right? that you need to, just like Huey like said, if you know this is your path, this spiritual progress is your path, then start investing in it. And the moment you invest in it, the money will come automatically. And I'm telling you because it happened to me. I had the money to pay down the School of Awakening in 2019, School of Awakening in 2021, Dr. Joe's advanced retreat last year, and I'm doing Dr. Joe's advanced follow-up this year in October as well. So this is what is success. Like if you're saying, I am not successful in this world, I'm not becoming successful, you have to invest in some kind of spiritual growth so that you can accelerate your success. Dean Graziosi calls it cutting a check for speed. And if you listen to them, Dean Graziosi said that I think the first infomercial that he made, he paid like, you know, like we didn't have Facebook or any kind of organic marketing like this. You had to create infomercials. So you had to get tapes, and then you had to get VCRs created. You had to get books created, workbooks created. You couldn't do a PDF, right, for free or something like that. So he put everything on credit cards, like $250,000 on credit cards, and like invested in this infomercial. And he said that the course took I think it was Motor Millions or something, the way he was teaching people how to flip cars, and people bought that course. So you have to do something different. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. So if you want to grow in your life, you have to invest in that growth. Show the universe that you're investing yourself in that growth. Don't look at, oh, how much free information can I get on YouTube or what have you. Find a way to invest in yourself. And I'm telling you, and I always tell people who invest in our workshops, invest in anything that we are trying to help all of you with, when they go attend any of the sessions that we are holding, then I always tell them, may it come back to you 1,000-fold, because you don't even realize how much you're telling the universe that this is the compassionate way that I am going to use the energy that I have. Money is energy. The energy that I have, I'm going to compassionately give it to Eckhart. I'm going to compassionately give it to Dr. Joe, Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm going to compassionately give it to Sadhguru. Okay, compassionately give. So they're tied. Out of the 4 G's, number 1, growth and the giving, right? Because in the giving, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, in the giving is the receiving. If you cannot open your heart, and this is another thing Dr. Joe says in one of the videos, we have this innate ability to give. So somehow the society and culture have programmed you into thinking that all you need to do is free videos and free YouTube and free what have you, right? Free, let me get on this training that is offered for free. Let me get on Tony Robbins' yearly training that is offered for free. The Own Your Future Challenge that is offered for free. It's 5 days of training that's going to be offered, and it's free. No, try and find a way to spend that money, and you won't even realize who in this universe is going to help you. There may be an ex-husband that you can always call and say, hey, I need $1,000 to go to this retreat, or I just need $1,000 for this time. Just give me this $1,000, right? Or I need to attend School of Awakening. Can you pay me $1,500? If you don't have anything, ask a friend. Ask for a loan. Don't even say that you just need it. Ask for a loan. If they're well off and they don't mind giving you the $1,500, then just ask them, and maybe they'll give you the $1,500. But don't cut yourself off and say, I don't know anybody, I'm so poor, I don't have any money to do this. That is poverty consciousness. That is scarcity mindset. The more you invest in that scarcity mindset, the more scarcity you manifest. So the abundance is knowing that you're connected. The universe, once you set your desire and intention, I need to attend this course, or I need to, for my growth, I need this, the money will come. And you will realize that you will be able to generate. And once you're done with that course, you will realize you get ideas to actually generate that money, or somehow the universe will respond with more money. So please do understand that these teachers are talking about being limitless, or talking about being your unlimited genius. Discover the unlimited genius within you. With that, my mantra for, or my desire and intention for this group is that we are the exemplary members that show that we are bringing peace, harmony, and abundance for all, that we know how to be that unconditional love, that we know of this oneness within ourselves, right? That no matter what, the universe is going to help me. And that's your growth, gratitude, and your giving. So with that, many blessings, much love. Have a spectacular weekend. Love you all so much. Eternally grateful for all the love and support that all of you give on all the lives. Let me check if there are any comments, if I can get any. I don't think I see any comments. So thank you. Bye. Love y'all.